If you are trying to lose weight, reverse insulin resistance or prediabetes, or just have better energy levels throughout the day, then minimizing blood sugar spikes is important. But it can be confusing trying to figure out what foods are good for blood sugar and what foods aren't. So I'm going to simplify things and give you 12 foods that aren't going to spike your blood sugar that you can feel good about incorporating more of into your diet. Number 1 is coconut oil. Coconut oil is incredible when it comes to managing your blood sugar. Since it's 100% fat, it has zero impact on blood sugar levels. And coconut oil is also packed with a type of fat known as medium chain triglycerides, or MCTs. And this type of fat is processed differently by the body than other types of fat. MCTs can actually help promote fat metabolism, making coconut oil a great choice for those looking to manage their weight and insulin levels. Half of the fat that's in coconut oil is MCTs. Coconut oil is great for cooking because it's very heat stable. It's not going to oxidize when it's heated to high temperatures. Number 2 is cheese. This one might surprise some people, but cheese is actually very healthy and it's very good for blood sugar. Most types of cheese are low in carbohydrates and high in protein and fat, which are the ideal macros for blood sugar control. And cheese is also very versatile. You can incorporate it into so many recipes or just enjoy it on its own. And when you opt for full fat cheeses, you're also getting the added benefit of fat soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K. Number 3, mushrooms. Mushrooms are one of my favorite blood sugar friendly foods. They are low in carbohydrates and high in potassium, a mineral that's often overlooked when it comes to blood sugar control. But potassium plays a critical role in managing your body's insulin and blood sugar. Whether you saute them with garlic and herbs, add them to salads, or include them in your morning omelet, mushrooms are a delicious way to keep your blood sugar steady. Number 4, pickles. Now, pickles are particularly interesting and not for the reason you might think. Yes, they are low in carbohydrates. Yes, they are low in sugar. Yes, they are low in calories. But because they're soaked in vinegar, there are additional benefits. Vinegar has been shown to improve insulin sensitivity, and when consumed before a meal high in carbohydrates, it can significantly lower the blood sugar response to that meal. I actually did a full video on vinegar, apple cider vinegar in particular, but it applies to all vinegar, and the benefits for blood sugar control a couple of weeks ago. I'll link that video up above if you want to check it out afterwards. One of my favorite hacks for controlling blood sugar is eating a few pickles or drinking a little bit of pickled juice before a meal high in carbohydrates. The vinegar helps to slow down digestion, and it also helps your cells to become more insulin sensitive. So the blood sugar response to that meal is more gradual than if you didn't have the pickles. Number 5, macadamia nuts. Macadamia nuts are low in carbohydrates and high in monounsaturated fat, which is perfect for avoiding blood sugar spikes. But just make sure that when you're buying macadamia nuts that they're dry roasted and that they aren't roasted in vegetable oil. Now, when I say vegetable oil, it can literally say vegetable oil on the label, or it might say canola oil, soybean oil. Anything like that is considered a vegetable oil. And these oils are inflammatory and not good for our health, so make sure your nuts are dry roasted. Macadamia nuts are a great snack on their own, or you can add them to salads or other recipes. Number 6, olives. Olives are another fantastic fruit that won't spike your blood sugar. And yes, I said fruit. Olives are actually considered to be a fatty fruit, similar to avocados. Now, I generally don't recommend snacking in between meals, especially if blood sugar control is your focus. If you can eat bigger meals 2 to 3 times per day and avoid snacks, then this is going to be better for your blood sugar control. Your insulin is going to have time to come down in between meals. But if you are hungry in between meals and you do need a snack, something like olives are a great option. Basically, anything on this list is going to be a great snack option if you do need to turn to a snack. And this is because these foods are high in protein and high in fat. Number 7, wild-caught salmon. Wild salmon is an extremely nutritious food that, aside from the nutritional value, is also great for our blood sugar. Unlike most types of fish, salmon is actually higher in fat, and in particular, high in omega-3s. And this is good because too much lean protein on its own can sometimes cause blood sugar spikes. But it's important to note that we only see this in people who are very insulin resistant, who don't have good metabolic health, basically because their bodies are so used to relying on glucose or carbohydrates for energy. If you eat something that only contains protein and doesn't have very much fat, then some of that protein is converted to glucose, and that's when you can see a blood sugar spike. Fortunately, the easy fix to this is to make sure you are eating your protein with fat. And salmon is a great way to do that. Additionally, salmon is rich in potassium, which, as we mentioned earlier, is crucial for managing blood sugar levels. Plus, the omega-3 fatty acids in salmon are anti-inflammatory and support heart health. Now, if you live in Australia like I do, it can be really hard to find wild-caught salmon, and this is because there is no wild salmon in Australia, and by that I mean none of the salmon that's from Tasmania or anywhere else. It's all farmed. And fatty fish is really one food category where wild-caught is important. Compared to farmed, wild-caught is much higher in omega-3s and much lower in inflammatory omega-6s. Thankfully, you can find wild-caught salmon from Butcher Crowd. Butcher Crowd is a meat delivery service that brings 100% grass-fed and finished beef and lamb, pasture-raised chicken and pork, and wild-caught seafood straight to your door. Besides the salmon, which I believe comes from Alaska or maybe Canada, all of the other seafood is wild-caught from Australia. And all the beef, lamb, chicken, and pork is Australian-raised as well. They offer several curated boxes to choose from, or also the option to build your own. And with the option to pause, change, or cancel your subscription at any time, there's no reason not to give them a try. Head to healthcoachkait.com/butchercrowd to learn more, and make sure to use code KATE15 at checkout to save 15% off your first box. Number 8, whole eggs. These are another great food for managing blood sugar. And I say whole eggs and not just the whites for a reason. The yolk is where most of the nutrients are, including healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals. If you only eat egg whites, you might run into the issue that we just spoke about having too much lean protein at once and that converting to glucose. So it's really important to eat the whole egg. Number 9, avocados. Avocados are low in carbs, and the carbs that they do have, most of that is fiber, which doesn't have an impact on blood sugar and can actually be beneficial. Fiber helps to slow down the digestion of carbohydrates, again, meaning that blood sugar spikes are more gradual. And again, avocados are packed with lots of healthy monounsaturated fats and potassium. Fun fact, avocados actually have more potassium than bananas. Number 10, grass-fed butter. Grass-fed butter is packed with healthy fat-soluble vitamins. And again, because it's 100% fat, it doesn't cause any raise in blood sugar. Now, like coconut oil, grass-fed butter actually contains some MCTs. This can help your body use fat for energy efficiently. Basically, what I'm saying is that butter is not only great for your blood sugar, but it's also great for your metabolism. And this is extremely important if you're trying to lose weight, if you have insulin resistance, prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, PCOS, any of these conditions, grass-fed butter is a great food to include. Number 11, olive oil. Like olives, the oil is rich in monounsaturated fat and has anti-inflammatory properties. Using olive oil as a base for salad dressings, drizzling it over your cooked veggies or meat, or incorporating it into your cooking in other ways can help to keep your blood sugar stable. Just make sure to choose one that's 100% olive oil and not blended with other vegetable oils. And finally, number 12 is 80% dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is very low in sugar and also has anti-inflammatory properties as well. Just make sure it's at least 80% and you're not gonna see a blood sugar spike. Now, I wanna hear from you. What is your favorite food on this list? Is there another food that you like to include for blood sugar control that maybe I missed? Let me know in the comment section down below. And before you go, if you're in Australia, make sure to check out Butcher Crowd. Once you try their wild-caught salmon, there's no way you're going back to farmed. Thanks guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.